Welcome back. We're going to do a lesson on the drum set exercises that I have in my Drumming Fundamentals book. And depending on the version that you have, it's going to be approximately page 9 that we're going to start. So the way I'm going to approach this is as if you were a student with me or someone about to take lessons with me, and maybe my schedule's full and you can't get with me right now. So what I'm hoping to do is get you to watch these videos, start learning some stuff out of the book, so that you're not waiting around for me. So you can go ahead and get started without me. So what I have here is 8 parts, and each part presents an idea and develops that idea so that you can develop coordination between your bass drum, your snare drum with your left hand in most cases, and your right hand on the hi-hat. There are a couple ways to play. If you're a right-handed drummer, playing like this will be the norm for you. If you're a left-handed drummer, what you could do is take this and completely reverse it. Put your hi-hat on this side with your left hand crossed over, your snare drum, just leave it here, and then put your bass drum over here and use your left foot. Most of my students, I don't teach them to play that way. I'm a left-handed drummer myself, but I actually learned to play right-handed, but I'm a bit ambidextrous, so it actually helped me out. But I personally don't really care whether you choose to play left-handed purely with a left-handed setup or left-handed on a right-handed setup. Another thing that's an option for you, which a lot of my left-handed students do, is they'll play what they call open-handed, where they play the left hand on the hi-hat here, right hand on the snare drum, and they'll still use the right foot for the bass drum. So you have a few options, and if you're not sure what you want to do, I would suggest experiment with a few different things, see what's most comfortable for you, and go with that. But pick one and go with it. Don't constantly mess around switching back and forth. Maybe one day when you get to a point where you need a new challenge, you can go ahead and try playing a way that's not traditional for you or usual for you. But I'm going to go ahead and play this way for our purposes right now. So the way that I have the first section set up is we're using quarter notes, and we're going to play 4 beats on the hi-hat. The X's that you see on the top represents the hi-hat. With each measure, you have those 4 X's on those notes for 4 hi-hat notes. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4. And starting out, we're going to use the bass drum, which is that bottom line. The snare drum's not going to come in until we get to number 5, so we'll deal with that in a second. But what you're going to do is you're going to play the bass drum note wherever it lines up with that hi-hat. So in the case for number 1, you have the bass drum lining up on beat 1. So every time you say 1, the count 1, or play the count 1, you're going to play the bass drum with that. So instead of just playing this, 2, 3, 4, you're going to hit the bass drum on count 1, so it'll be this. 3, 4, or 1, 2, 3, 4. Now the way that I have this written out is my intention is I'd like for you to play each drum beat once, twice, 3 times, 4 times, and then stop with kind of a note at the end. And what you have here is a hi-hat and the bass drum together by itself. And that's kind of like, for me, like a period at the end of a sentence. It just kind of completes your thought on that beat. It will also help us learn about phrasing, which we'll talk about some other point in time. You'll notice I do have a repeat sign here just before that last note. It's the kind of the double bar line with the 2 dots there. That's an optional repeat. If you play the drum beat 4 times and you're still not comfortable with it, please keep playing it. The point is to develop coordination, to get comfortable with each beat. I'm not looking for speed, I just want you to get comfortable with it before you move on to the next one. Now sometimes you'll get to one of these beats and you'll play it, I don't know, 15, 20 times, and it's still not comfortable. Well, come back to it later, work on it some more later. So just kind of get some initial work on it, come back to it later when you're ready. So what we're going to do for now is, I don't think we're going to go ahead and go through all of these. I'm just going to kind of introduce you to the beginning of each section and then go over the 16-bar exercise. So we'll get to that in just a second. But number 1, we're going to play that together. You're going to play the bass drum on beat 1, 4 beats on the hi-hat. We're going to repeat that, 1, 2, 3, play it 4 times, and then we'll stop. Okay, so I'll count us off. You can do it with me if you'd like. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4, and stop. So So that's number 1. Here's number 2. If you look at your book, bass drum comes in on beat 2. So let's try that. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, and stop. Let's do number 3 now. Bass drum's on beat 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, and stop. Okay, number 4. Put the bass drum on beat 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And stop. Okay. Now with number 5, we start using the snare drum, and the snare drum is going to be on beat 1 in this case. So we're going to set up like this. Something I might mention real briefly is some people ask me sometimes, you know, whenever I'm playing, I'm hitting my sticks when I cross over like this. Some people just deal with it. Some other people do this, and this is what I do a lot. I'm not doing it necessarily right now, but sometimes what I'll do is I'll take my right hand and move it up a little bit. Not too much, because I don't want to feel like I'm reaching for anything, but I'll just move it up a little bit, and then I'll take my left hand and pull it back just a little bit. That way, my hands don't get caught up with each other. So, if that's an issue for you, that's what I would recommend as a solution. Another way you could play is just play open-handed, but I don't have a lot of people that play that way. Play like this.